Thank you for watching, liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing right now.
Peter asks, what's next in console gaming? I think the obvious next step in console gaming is making the optical disc drive optional. We're certainly seeing that Steam and Electronic Arts Origin are making downloadable games the norm for PC and Mac. And for the most part, I can't tell you the last time I actually bought a physical copy of a PC game. I've just been downloading them via Steam, or I haven't tried Electronic Arts Origin, but I would see that I would use that. Xbox has been doing this with Xbox Live Arcade, and they've been doing it with a lot of the classic games. For the Xbox, this makes a lot of sense because their games all come on shiny discs, so they're only up to 9 gigs, which is big, granted, but you can get a 240 gig hard drive for your Xbox, so you can have 24 games sitting on your Xbox at any given moment. And really, when was the last time you needed to pick between 24 games? The problem I see with this initially is that, like my parents' house, they don't have broadband. It's a 400K connection. And that was a step up from 2 years ago when they only had dial-up available to them. So downloading a 10 gig game or a multi-disc game would be, an adventure. It would take days to download the game. So I just don't see that it being the only way of getting the games, but I think that people who have broadband may be able to opt out of having the shiny disc drive. The other thing that I think we're going to see in console gaming is more emphasis on stereoscopic 3D. I don't really like playing games in stereo, but that seems to be the trend that we're moving towards. And there are tricks that you can do in hardware in order to make it so that you don't have to do as much work as most of the games are doing today. Today, you have to render a left eye and a right eye, and so you either have to cut the resolution in half or you have to cut the frame rate in half. But there are tricks that could be done so that you used what's called the Z buffer in 3D that says this is how far away the object is in order to calculate the depth of the objects. And while you wouldn't get the amount of ocular occlusion that you'd get from the actual doing the 2-eye calculations, you could probably get about 98% of the way to the 3D feel, and you could do it with no cost to the frame rates, which would be a very big step up from what we've got now. When you play Call of Duty in 3D, it kind of lags. It isn't as smooth as it could be, and the resolution is cut in half, which is not the most fun because the game doesn't run at 1080p already. It runs at some lower resolution. I don't know the number off the top of my head. But I think that we'll see those kinds of changes. I also expect that we're going to see a lot more integration with Comcast and RCN and AT&T Uverse and other television platforms. Just because set-top boxes aren't sexy right now, but game consoles and Blu-ray players are. So if you're going to build a box that's going to be a Blu-ray player and have internet connectivity, it might as well just be your television box. So that's kind of what I think the next step in platform gaming is.